What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are in Madden NFL 2020, and we are in our connected franchise with Gridiron Racers playing the Arizona Cardinals, Wheezy 16. We have quite the history. We've had a lot of really close games, some blowouts, but for the most part I have won most of our matchups. But he is a solid player. And we've been playing for a long time, at least 5 or 6 years, in multiple games and multiple seasons. So it's definitely going to be a tough game. We know that going in. We are 3-1. I believe he is 1-3. We're coming off of that crazy win over the Steelers. Back at home at Paul Brown Stadium, hosting Kyler Murray, the young and up-and-coming rookie superstar quarterback. And let's get to the highlights. Bengals go on offense first. It's going to be Joe Mixon taking the handoff, and he is off to the left sideline. A nice juke before finally being brought down. A gain of 23 on the play. Bengals driving. We pick it up later in the drive. 3rd and 16. Bengals on the 19-yard line looking to score. Dalton is going to go deep to Tyler Boyd in the end zone for the touchdown as the Bengals drive straight down the field in their opening drive and take an early 7-0 lead. But it didn't take long for the Cardinals to respond. First play from scrimmage, it's David Johnson breaking tackles. 5 broken tackles down the sideline. A 75-yard run for the touchdown as the Cardinals even the game at 7. We pick it up late in the first quarter. Bengals driving again. Andy Dalton drops back to pass, but he's hit by Hassan Reddick and fumbles the ball. The Cardinals recover. They take over. Cardinals would fail to do anything with it, however, and are forced to punt. 4th and 24. They're going to punt to John Ross, who's going to field it at his 8-yard line, and he is going to take it to the right side, gets a juke, breaks a tackle, and he is gone to the races all the way down the sideline. A 92-yard punt return for a touchdown as the Bengals take a 14-7 lead at the end of the first quarter. We pick it up late in the first half. The Bengals driving with the clock ticking. Andy Dalton's going to find A.J. Green over the middle. He has a nice run, gets down to the 4-yard line. Bengals would fail to punch it into the end zone, however, and have to settle for this 24-yard field goal, which is good by Randy Bullock. Bengals would take a 17-7 lead into the half. We pick it up early in the third quarter. Cardinals opening drive. They're at midfield. It's going to be Kyler Murray on the option. He decides to keep it down the sideline for a nice gain into Bengals territory. Couple plays later, 3rd and 13. Kyler Murray continues to impress. He rolls out to the right and finds a wide open Larry Fitzgerald down to the Bengals 3-yard line. Next play, the Cardinals with Charles Clay, tight end out of fullback, takes it up the middle for the touchdown. And just like that, the Cardinals back in the game, scoring on their opening drive. They make it 17-14. Cardinals with the ball after a huge defensive stop. It's going to be who else but David Johnson again, this time on a toss. Breaks another tackle down the sideline, but he's going to get caught by William Jackson, but not before gaining at least 35 yards on the play. David Johnson had a huge game. Cardinals would kick a field goal to tie the game. Bengals with the ball, 5:40 left in the game. Andy Dalton is going to fake the jet sweep, and he's going to find his tight end C.J. Uzomah over the middle for a nice gain. Bengals driving. Bengals eventually would have to punt. Cardinals with the ball. They would punt to John Ross, and John Ross taking it on the left side, gets a nice return, 16 yards to the 48-yard line. A minute 48 to play for the Bengals to try to win the game. It would come down to this, 3rd and 14. Dalton is going to look, and he is batted down. A great defensive play by the Cardinals. As the Bengals are out of field goal range, they decide to punt the ball. Cardinals would do nothing with it. We're going to overtime. Cardinals would win the toss. They chose to receive the ball in overtime, but go 3 and out as Dre Kirkpatrick bats down the pass intended for Christian Kirk. Cardinals would be forced to punt to the Bengals. Bengals first possession in overtime. Dalton's going to look for Alex Erickson, but DJ Swearinger steps in front of the pass for the interception as the Cardinals take over, and now first score wins. Cardinals would do nothing with it, however, and punt to the Bengals. Bengals have it with 2:07 to play. It's going to be Andy Dalton finding John Ross over the middle for the big gain to the 27, 2-minute warning. Later in the drive, 3rd and 13, clock is ticking. Andy Dalton trying to lead the Bengals to victory. He's going to find CJ Uzama on the seam to midfield. Timeout, Arizona. Next play, Dalton still leading the troops. He's going to find A.J. Green for the big gain to the 40. 58 seconds left. 12 seconds left. Dalton's going to find Tyler Boyd over the middle on the slant to the 30. Timeout, Bengals. That would bring on Randy Bullock for a chance to win the game from 47 yards. It would all come down to this. Bullock from 47. It is up and it is no good. Wide left. And the Bengals and the Cardinals will tie at 17. What a game. So that will do it for this game. And wow, it was a lot of fun to play. But it just sucks that it ends in a tie. I mean, there should be no ties in football. NFL really needs to go to college overtime and just play until you have a winner. But man, that was a fun game, back and forth. Hats off to Weezy and his team. I mean, we had him 17-7 at halftime, and he dominated us in the second half. We had some decent moments in the second half, but not enough to score any points, obviously. And then in overtime, neither one of us could do anything right. And somehow we were able to get the ball back and got into field goal range and could not convert on the field goals. So that's just how it goes. We'll go to 3-1-1. I believe we play the Baltimore Ravens. They are a CPU. That game will not have any highlights to it. And then we are hosting Jacksonville, which is a user. So that'll be my next game against my boy Murph. We have a very long history. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And leave any feedback below as I read all the comments. Until the next Madden 20 video, I am Steven Steffen. See you guys later.